My name is Jana Carter, and this is the Clinton Arrow Podcast.
So you've got a pretty good history, a lengthy history with the Clinton Public School District, not just Clinton Public School District, but the city of Clinton. Give me a little bit about your time as a Clintonian and as an Arrow.
I moved to Clinton. Well, actually, I lived here when I was a baby for a couple of years, and then moved to Louisiana, and we moved back to Clinton when I was 7. So pretty much my whole school career was in Clinton. I graduated Clinton High School. I played basketball. I ran track. I loved being an Arrow. Went to Mississippi College, so I was still in Clinton, and got my bachelor's degree in psychology, minor in religious education. And when I graduated college, I moved to Calhoun City for a short period. I was a youth and children's minister for a year. Then I came back to Clinton, and I was trying to figure out what to do with life. And I've always loved working with students, sports. So I started as an assistant teacher at Northside Elementary, and then moved into the office, decided I really did want to teach, and that's what my calling was. So went back to get my alternate route for PE and started in 1996 here. Doing all the things.
And you coached a few things too. So you've got your hands in a little bit of history with some Clinton Lady Arrow soccer and volleyball. What all were you involved with there?
So I was assistant soccer coach for 20 years. That was the longest. I did.
Some guy I know, I think, took your spot as the assistant coach for the girls soccer team, and I think that was me for 1 year.
Yeah, I think that was. Some guy yeah. So loved it. I mean, I worked with Thomas Bobo mostly, but even before him, the very first year I coached, we won state, which was phenomenal, and helped restart the volleyball program here with Kim Griffin. They had one before, but it kind of died out, and then I did that for like 13 years and became head coach and loved that. I was assistant track coach for a little while, then head track coach before the almighty Jonathan Perkins took over and has taken it leaps and bounds. I did fast pitch with Coach Cham for a little bit just because they needed somebody. So kind of a lot of different things in sports.
So you've got it's weird. It's almost like I can't think of anybody better to fit this position than you, because you've had your hands and your feet in so many different aspects of this community and this school district, from elementary to sports to just community involvement. So coming in now as the career coach, I mean, Coach Carter, you've always been Coach Carter. You're still Coach Carter. You're career Coach Carter. So this is kind of a unique position, I'd say, here in the school district, but also across the state. Mm-hmm. So this isn't a PERS position. You've retired from your time as a professional educator, but you get to come back and have an impact now because this is a product of Accelerate Mississippi. Tell me a little bit about what Accelerate Mississippi is.
So Accelerate Mississippi works with Central Mississippi Planning and Development District, and so that's who I work for. And they just saw the need that, hey, we've had career coaches in college, but we really haven't had it in high schools, and a lot of students don't necessarily want to go to college. They don't want to even go to trade school. They want to head right into the workforce. So they were like, well, we need to start catching these kids right after high school. And so in 2022, I believe, is when they started in Central Mississippi, putting people in place.
Yeah, so the thing that I love about the website, it says from Accelerate Mississippi, our career coaches are helping young people define their goals for the future and create a plan to achieve them. More specifically, we're helping seniors realize their dreams of being first-generation college students, working with local employers to provide jobs in the field of interest, and establishing paths of certification programs in coding, barbering, welding, truck driving, and other skilled professions. That's a wonderfully written. Whoever wrote that at CMPDD and Accelerate Mississippi, that's fantastic. But translate that for the common person. What does that mean? Like, what's the goal? You kind of explained it a little bit, but it's not just, hey, you're going to have a career one day, like we did back in the day with career discovery of one day you will have a career. Oh, I will find the career. But tell me specifically like this. Translate that. What are the main goals, kind of?
So obviously I work with our counselors because for academic, especially people who do want to go to college, junior college, even trade school, they have a lot of that information. And so I'm meeting with students, they're meeting with students, but when we sit down, we do ask them what their plans are. And there's a lot of students that don't really have a plan. They don't know. They think maybe college, they think maybe trade, they're just not sure. So we're trying to help them define that. I give them a career interest inventory to kind of see, okay, what are you interested in? And then we talk through that process of, would you like to see this? Would you like to see that? And then I can set up job shadowing opportunities for them. There's also through Central Mississippi Planning and Development District, they have partnerships with certain businesses that will have internships. So when those open up, they let us know as career coaches so we could get those students involved.
So this is kind of more of a layer, I guess an additional layer, because I know in our career and technical education side of our school, there are a lot of internship possibilities. There's partnerships between the school district and Hines and Continental and other types like that. But this broadens it out to kind of everybody.
Right. So you have to have in some of those classes certain GPAs or certain interest, and there's limited number of space because limited number of teachers in CTE.
Right.
So we're trying to reach the masses, everyone here. My goal is to meet with every senior and just make sure that, okay, you know where you're going, we know what we're doing. And if they want to go to workforce, we do talk about trade schools, and we look at Hines and Holmes and different places where we see what opportunity is available to them. I went out to Hines last week and just went through and toured the entire place just to see what is available, because I'm learning too. With my educational background, business wasn't necessarily in there.
Right.
So I'm learning as well as what opportunities. I went and sat down with Anna Nutt with the Chamber of Commerce and just kind of went through with her different opportunities that Clinton offers. And I'll be going to career fairs at Mississippi College and different places. We have Horizons Conference, which is next week, that we'll be going to network, build relationships with businesses. So the more networking, the more relationships we can build, then we can get these students better opportunities.
When we were first expanding our career and technical education facilities, it was an intentional approach to kind of debunk the stigma of trade classes and vocational tracks, to where they start realizing that, okay, I'm going to take this track, this automotive, this whatever, but I'm also taking my calculus class because I've got to understand the ratio of gears and da-da-da-da-da. So I guess this kind of moves everything a little more forward, that we're not just, it's just the 80s and 90s were awesome, but we're here in a quarter of the way into the century. Why is this program such a big deal of moving Clinton forward into that middle portion of the 21st century?
Well, I feel like in the old days, or when we were growing up,
I still think 10 years ago was 1995, so it's okay.
That's true. College, that's like before our time, I feel like they didn't push college necessarily. But then during our time and recently, everyone's pushed college, even community college. And not that it's a bad thing, but it's also not for everyone. We've just seen that students can be successful going straight into the workforce. They can actually be more successful than even some people who have college degrees that have gone into the workforce. So it's important that these students see what's out there. We want everyone to be a productive citizen, obviously, and we don't want people to just graduate and be lost and not have a plan. So we want to be a resource. We also will network with college career coaches so that if they do go into college and they realize, this is not necessarily for me, what can I do now? So we want to show them all the possibilities. We're getting them linked in with the Mississippi Works profiles, which also lets them know, it networks them with businesses, lets them know different opportunities out there, whether it be for college, military, career, however they want to approach life.
And this whole thing is backed up, so it's got a little bit of teeth in it. So one of the statements that was made by Dr. Courtney Taylor, the Accelerate Mississippi Executive Director, was that the case for career coaching was presented to the state legislature, and they recognized the benefits that workforce development stood to gain by expanding the strategy statewide. So this has teeth in it. This isn't just a Clinton thought this would be a good idea. They saw somebody in Rankin County doing it, and they think that it might work in Warren County. This has some teeth in it from the legislature.
Oh, yes. And so Accelerate Mississippi did the legwork. They are the ones who met with the legislature, decided, hey, this is the funding we need to get this going. And now we have career coaches all over the state in the high school. It is relatively new for our central Mississippi, like I said, 2022, but it's been going on in North Mississippi, near the Memphis area, down in South Mississippi, towards New Orleans area for quite a while. So there's a lot out there that I don't even know about. I'm learning, like I said, but it's exciting. It's exciting to see what opportunities students have. And, I mean, they're constantly saying in the workforce, we need people for this, and manufacturing and electrician and all the things, automotive and that, but they haven't really pinpoint our high school students. It's like, okay, well, these are the students that don't want to do school. I mean, they've done their schooling and they're satisfied with their high school diploma. Now let's see what they can do for our world.
And I see it's a little bit too of, there's always those students that can go and become a welder and go to the pipeline, and they're going to go off to Colorado. But this allows people to stay here in Mississippi. That's
the main goal. I would love to see, not everyone will do that. We understand people want to broaden their horizons and leave Mississippi. But the main goal is to show them all the opportunities that are here. Because people say it all the time, grass is greener. It's greener where you water it. And so if you can stay right here with your family, with your friends, right here at home, and find a successful career and help Mississippi grow, that's great for both worlds there.
So it's good for CMPDD and Accelerate Mississippi. We've talked about the legislature, but it sometimes it feels like you need the correct person to be that liaison. And so, like I was saying with you, it's good because you're from here, kind of the vibe of the city, as the kids would say. It passes the vibe check and all that. But kind of going from this great idea and kind of putting it into a practicality kind of thing, what actions are you putting into place to build those relationships, which is what we do here at the Clinton Public School District, build those relationships with students so that you can help them guide them and help them while making those decisions that are going to be affecting them in the future long term?
Well, I feel like it's one of the best positions. I was here as a teacher and coach, but I also was at Raymond Elementary as an assistant principal. And, I had to worry about behavior, education, and everything. Whereas in this position, I can literally just be here as a resource to these students. I am out in the hallways, meeting, finding out what they're interested in. I'll be at Meet the Eras as much as I can be a part of their lives, and then let them know that I truly am here just to help you. I really want to see what you're interested in and help you make your dreams and goals come true. So as much as we can build relationships with kids, but also just show them that you're not out there by yourself. Because some of them come in and they just want help with interviewing. They need help with interview questions and how to do that. Some of them want to know, okay, where do I even start? They don't even know applying for jobs and things like that. So we've discussed those things. We talk about ACT and where we need to be to get in if we're trying to get into the trade school or community college. So I partner with the counselors, and sometimes our counselors are amazing. Sometimes some of the other school counselors are like, are they trying to take part of our job? Because that's part that they love as well. But we're all working together. So if they have a resource for me, then I use that as much as possible. Whatever I learn, I share that information with them. So I pop in on their meetings with the students, they pop in on mine, and as much as we can just build relationships and show students we really are here to help, and let the parents know as well, hey, you have someone here that can be a liaison in between the business world and the school for you. So that's mainly, I enjoy working with students. I've always enjoyed working with students. The cool thing is the juniors and seniors were the very last year that I taught second and third grade PE. So a lot of them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, how much you've grown since third grade. But so I'm a familiar face. I'm not a stranger to a lot of them, which is great. And also, I built relationships with them in that early years, so they see me as a safe person. So I just wanted them to know that we're here now, we're here to help, and we talk through. I mean, some of them just need somebody to talk to and share a little bit about life and try to get their head on straight of, this is really what I want to do. A lot of them they're just everywhere as far as could do this or I could do that. That's why we use the career interest surveys to kind of narrow it down. These are, your best skills. This is what you would be good at. I've already gotten some doing job shadowing. They come back. They're so excited. And consistency, checking back in with them. Not just, I met you one time and now you're gone, but just letting them know, yeah, I'm excited for you. I'm glad that you're excited about radiology tech, and that's where they went. And so we talked about what they saw with the patient, and just somebody that they can come back and talk to. So I think it's been really, really fun.